Hi everyone, I wanted to continue with part 3 of the tarot, learning the tarot series that I'm doing. So for this one we're looking at the cups, and a good way for you to get your tarot deck out and put them in their respective suits. For instance, these are all the cups. Put all your swords together, put all the pentacles together, whoops, this way, and put all your wands together. And I'd like to go in the sequence of wands first, then cups or emotions again. Swords are the mind and thoughts and energy on that plane. And the pentacles is the earth or the material plane and values. So we want to look at them within their respective suits, going from 1 to 10, and then the pips, the king, the queen, and the page and the knight. So I'm going to separate those 4 from the first 10 wands, and you should do that as well. We can do this together this way. So the first wand, again, wands represent spirit, fire, new beginnings, new energy, new growth. There's number 1. And then pay attention to the numbers up here, and those are the Roman numerals. This is number 2, and study that card and look at what the guy's doing. He's looking out over the horizon. He's got a globe in his hands of the earth, the world. And it's a card that number 2 is about seeking to attract commerce, business, associations, putting some kind of talent or gift or idea out there. Well, that's some of the meanings of that card. Put that number 2 next to your number 1. Number 1, number 2. Next is number 3. Traditionally, a merchant looks out over the horizon, and he's looking to trade. He's looking to attract business, other people, partners. And again, this stands for a merchant. He's dressed like a merchant, old-fashioned. Yeah, these are like medieval-looking people. And number 4. Number of stability is a stable home, and people are welcoming others in front of the door. Look at the card and see what people are doing. That's how you read cards, and get a hint from that energy. Combine that with your intuition and your psychic ability to see what it represents. So the 4 of Wands is stability, structure. All the 4s are the square numerology. They represent structure, stability, sometimes inertia or static energy. Number 5 is a number of change. Here you see a bunch of young people hitting one another with, or playing with these sticks, with the wands, and it represents competition. It represents competitive interests, like having your own too many interests, for instance, that you're following is like competitive interests. And it can just mean competition, or things are in competition. That's number 5. Number 6, a number of stability and balance, harmony, is this is like what we call the self-esteem card. The writer has a wreath on his wand, and he's riding above everyone in victory, and moving forward and moving really good. So number 6. some of these other cards back here. Number 7, Wands. The figure is trying to keep above the fray, trying to keep it together, trying to stay on top of things, trying to keep his courage up. And so it kind of has the connotation of struggle, but maintaining one's upper hand. Number 7. Number 8. The rods are flying across a field. You can see the field down here. And they are meeting their goal. And so it means that energy's on the move. It's moving really fast. Number 8. The number of manifestation. Number 9 is the wait and see card. He's protecting his wands, he's protecting his property, he's protecting his back, like watch your back. These are some of the meanings of number 9. So things are not moving, they're static here and waiting for a better time to make a change. Number 9, and that's the finishing up. And the completion is number 10. So the figure is walking across the field, and he's holding 10 wands, and it's a burden to carry all this energy. And it's unregulated, so it could fall apart for a lot of his hands. But it's a chore to move across the field that way. And so those are the first 10 cards of the wands. So if you study them, you'll be able to understand their meaning better and look at them in numerology. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, and number 9, and number 10. So again, the wands represent spirit, fire, enthusiasm, energy. Well, those are the 10. Now let's look at the court cards. There is the young page, Page of Wands. So he's for children, I guess between 0 to 18 or 20 years old, somewhere in there. Young people. It's about brilliance and courage and making an offer, proclaiming the news, for instance, because he's got a little feather in his cap. So he's a messenger. Page of Wands. The Knight of Wands is also a messenger. And if you look at the symbolism, there's salamanders on his cloak. And the same thing with the page. They have salamanders as one of their symbols for fire. But in medieval times, they were part of the mystical tradition, a symbol for spirit, for fire. So the knight is moving across the field. And it's a steady gallop, for instance. It's not a rushing gallop as in the swords with the Knight of Swords. We'll see that later. And then the Queen of Wands. She represents leadership. She's got the black cat. And traditionally that's like what they call the witch's double. But for our purposes, it really represents intuition, knowledge. Black cats were also revered in Egypt as protectors of the throne. They killed all these rats and stuff and saved the grains, and that's the story of that. But you can see she's also got lions behind her, and she's about leadership. Now there's our astrological significance to these cards. The wands are Aries, again the fire, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo are the fire signs. The King of Wands is the same, a leader, a teacher, usually a married man. That's the old symbolism. He's got a little salamander down here too. And his wand and he looks over other people, he helps others. So this is a mature man. Again, the knight is anyone over 20, between 20 and 40s, and the king and queen are people over 45, and at the end of age, of course. Okay, those are the wands. So study each card. There's lots of books. Usually the weight deck comes with its own little booklet. Inside has its own little booklet. And if you'd like to pursue classes with me, send me an email, and it'll be on the channel information here. So that's for today. That's the wands. Take care.